Okay, I'm only gonna do this in one take. If there's any background noise or interruptions, forget it. It is 1 in the morning, and I finished crunching all the numbers, and I put together this simple, basic slideshow to present the information that I have. If you want to look at all the numbers directly, I'm gonna post a shared link to it in the not the comment section, the description box thingy. I'm so tired. So let's just get this over with. I spent the last 2 days asking one simple question: what is the best creature in Jurassic World Evolution 2? Using math, and only the math. Let's go over it. How did I do the math? This calculation only takes in research cost, the cheapest possible dig site, the basic synthesis cost and incubation cost, and divides that all by the appeal rating of the creature, telling you the amount of money you need to spend per point of appeal to get your first dinosaur. So how much do you invest for the score that they're worth, sort of thing. This only, of course, calculates for a single instance of the species, but it doesn't really matter because things like, let's say, Struthiomimus only with like 13 points, whereas, Hadrosaurus is worth like 100. You have to clone like 10 Struthiomimuses before you're able to even reach the same score value as an Apatosaurus. So just take the numbers as it is. It's a base calculation that's just meant to show how valuable a creature is. How much money do you have to invest into before you can get a creature out of it, and how much is that creature worth compared to how much money you spent? That's what this calculation is supposed to do. It doesn't take in, the traits you're going to have to edit to make it better, some traits are more negative, whatever. I'm talking too much. The point is, you get the math. This is how it's done. So let's just go through each group of the creatures in the game one by one, and we'll discuss them. We start off with the small herbivores, which are pretty terrible. I'm going to be honest. The Struthiomimus is 16... So this number here represents the amount of money per single point of appeal. So for one single point of appeal on your first Struthiomimus, most of them are free, I guess. You're going to start off with a Struthiomimus. But if you're playing in Jurassic difficulty, you don't. So, whatever. I'm rambling because my mind's all over the place. I spent so long looking at a spreadsheet, my mind is shattered. Okay, so Struthiomimus is at about $6,000 per appeal point, and Dracorex is at $9,300. Once you get to Gallimimus and onwards, it's all over $10,000. You can see at the very bottom, Homalocephalae at an atrocious $42,100 per single point of appeal. You see a huge jump from Stygimoloch to Archaeornithomimus. So if you're going to use small herbivores, just forget Archaeornithomimus, Dryosaurus, and Homalocephalae until you actually are making some money. Even then, I'd still suggest go with Struthiomimus and Dracorex since they're under 10,000 for the appeal versus cost rating. It's really as simple as that. We get to sauropods, and sauropods are quite frankly amazing, with Diplodocus being the best sauropod of $5,062 per appeal point, making him better than a Amargasaurus and a Apatosaurus, which come before him. Which you can see, Apatosaurus is in second place, $5,475. Camarasaurus is in third. You can read the numbers yourself. I'm going to leave it on for a good amount of time. Surprisingly, Amargasaurus, the starter one, is only fourth in the placements and is only $90. It's only $90 under Brachiosaurus itself, which is worth a lot more than an Amargasaurus. Nigersaurus is terrible. Mamenchisaurus and Dreadnoughtus, don't even try. If you notice, Dreadnoughtus, even for being as terrible as it is, only $14,800. It's not bad when compared to Homalocephalae. So if you had to choose between the two, you're going to pick Dreadnoughtus. And that's what these numbers are supposed to represent. Who do you prioritize over everyone else? You can see sauropods are excellent investments. They are low in cost for a good appeal value. Next up is a Hadrosaurus, who also display a strong standing. Edmontosaurus, $6,250. Mosasaurus, the first one you get, is $6,542. Only about 250 points, above Edmontosaurus. It's not bad. Parasaurolophus, also a really good investment, $7,300. Allura Titan, amazing investment. Crethosaurus, amazing investment. It's when you get to Maiasaur that things start to fall apart. And when you look at Centaurosaurus, just don't even bother. Centaurosaurus is trash, and Iguanodon is not very good either, considering the high cost of excavation. It's like $1,300,000 or $1,300,000 to excavate. It's stupid. Sorry. I'm trying to stay awake for this. Just once I'm done recording and I upload this, I am crashing. Ankylosaurus, interestingly enough, Nodosaurus right there for this 4,227 is one of the best creatures in the entire game. So, get a Nodosaurus. I don't know if to say Euplocephalus strong standing too. If you notice, most of the Ankylosaurs are pretty good. There's only 6 of them. But as long as you stick to Nodosaurus, Euplocephalus, Sauropelta, and Polacanthus, you're really looking pretty good. Ankylosaurus is absolutely terrible. Never get Ankylosaurus. It's too expensive. So yeah, there they are. And Crichtosaurus, who I thought would be the worst, is actually second worst. So thumbs up Crichtosaurus. Ankylosaurus is significantly worse than you. Next up we have Ceratopsians, which you may notice are objectively trash. The only good ones are Natsutoceratops, Torosaurus, and Chasmosaurus, and you shouldn't even get those on the first place because don't forget, Ceratopsians are also the most aggressive herbivores and will battle the most often, making them terrible additions to the park for how many times you're going to have to heal them. And Ceratopsians contain the single worst creature in the entire game, being Sinoceratops, at almost $60,000 per appeal point. Sinoceratops is cool, I'm not going to lie. Not $60,000 per appeal point cool. It's honestly, if you have the choice to get Sinoceratops, just don't. Just don't. Unless you have every other creature in the entirety of your fossil tree unlocked and put in your park, don't. Sinoceratops is objectively trash. Stegosaurs. Decent showing, not the best though. Kentrosaurus, really good. Huangosaurus, Giganotosaurus, Stegosaurus, no. Giganospinus is strangely the worst. Stegosaurus is actually better than Gigantospinosaurus. So there you go. There's an interesting little fun fact for you. Then we move on to flying reptiles, who actually came out pretty good. I'm going to be honest with you. So when I said that they're better than small carnivores, I wasn't entirely wrong. Pteranodon actually is the best at $5,981 per appeal point. Dimorphodon, $6,700. Tropognathus, $7,100, or $7,200 technically. What was that? Voice crack. Okay, so everyone except for Geostembergia, I'd say, is a great investment. Go ahead and take as many pterosaurs as you want, as long as it's not Geostembergia. And marine reptiles have a god of a creature known as Tylosaurus, with a appeal per dollar rating of 1,739. Holy, wow. I thought Tylosaurus was good. I didn't know he was that good. Mosasaurus is incredibly strong too at $2,900 per appeal point. In general, the sea creatures in this game are amazing, as long as you ignore Ichthyosaurus. So yeah. And somebody said in my comment section that Attenborough was the best. Look at this, he's second worst. 7,591 per appeal point. Next I move to the small carnivores, which aren't terrible, but at the end of the day, they're just not the best. Dilophosaurus is actually the best at 5,202. Pretty good. Herrerasaurus is pretty similar as well. So if you're going to get any, get Herrerasaurus and Dilo. They're not only the early unlocks, but they're really good for appeal value. Once you get the Procerat, but Coelophysis, one of the earliest ones you get, 18,690. Absolute trash. And Compsognathus, just as bad. Just terrible creatures. So yeah, I mean, if you want to put small carnivores, they actually aren't as bad as I thought they were. If you pick Dilo, Herrera, Velosa, Truro, or Dynon, you're looking pretty good. Procerato, Coelophysis, and Compsognathus are just definitely not worth the investment. Interestingly enough, did you know that Coelophysis has the same appeal value as a Compy? Fun little fact there. It's pretty dumb. And now we get to the big one. The best one I've been saving for last, the medium and large carnivores, which is a big list of 18 creatures. Surprisingly enough, Giganotosaurus is actually the best per appeal value at 3,600 point. That's $6,300 per appeal point. And T-Rex is in second place with 4,064. It's only $400 more. So you're probably wondering, where is Spinosaurus? Well, if you go past all the way down this list, you can see multiple creatures. Allosaurus is actually in 6th. That's not a bad. Acrocanthosaurus is in 8th. But if you go down to number 15, you will see Spinosaurus right there. 7,802 appeal or dollars per appeal point. The Indominus Rex is a better choice than the Spinosaurus. If you're going to pick one of the two, it's actually a better choice to invest in an Indominus Rex, which is crazy to think about. And what's even more crazy is that Cryolophosaurus is the second worst, which really sucks. I love Dilophosaurus, but to know that I shouldn't ever use him, it kind of sucks. I mean, actually, no, I say I should never use him, but notice something about all these creatures that they're amazing, because the worst one is Indoraptor at 10,000. Everyone else is under 10,000. So no, Dilophosaurus isn't trash. It's actually pretty good when compared to everyone else. It's just bad compared to the large and medium and large carnivores. So yeah, every one of these creatures is still amazing, but if you're good, but it is, this list is meant to show you who to prioritize. Ceratosaurus is in third place, so you start off with the third best medium and large carnivore. That's pretty good. Carnotaurus, the next to unlock, is fourth, and then you can see that you're gonna get the choice of, say, Baryonyx, Metriacanthosaurus, and Majungasaurus, which I did on like the carnivore map. Pick Metriacanthosaurus first, then go Baryonyx, then go Majungasaurus. This is meant to show you who to prioritize, because who's worth more bang for your buck. So that was the list. That was every creature in the game listed right there. But now, you ask the question, who are the top 10 best creatures in Jurassic World Evolution 2, according to these numbers I have just shown you? Let's go through them, shall we? At number 10, we have Dilophosaurus at 5,202. This really surprised me. A small carnivore is actually the 10th best creature in the game per, dollars per appeal point. I know this image is from Jurassic World Evolution 1. A lot of the creatures don't have their images updated for the new stuff because it's so early. So some of these images are going to be from the first game. Don't mind it. I mean, they're practically the same anyways. So there's Dilophosaurus at number 10. Number 9 is Diplodocus at $5,062 per appeal point. So even though it's third on the unlock tree, it's really amazing, and you should get yourself a Diplodocus in every single park you get that you have any herbivores in. So yeah, Diplodocus for the win. Number 8 is Liopleurodon, which is the only good image I can find of him. It has Plesiosaurus in it, don't mind it, but it's $4,758 per appeal point. Liopleurodon is an excellent investment and is totally worth your money. Number 7 is the Plesiosaurus at $4,569. It's a creature that is free to unlock. You either have Ichthyosaurus or Plesiosaurus. Ichthyosaurus is trash. Pick Plesiosaurus every time because it is the 7th best creature in the game per dollar per appeal point. Number 6, surprisingly, is Nodosaurus, of all creatures to be this high up the list. Nodosaurus at $4,227 per appeal point is amazing. Nodosaurus is a goddamn MVP, and I didn't even know it. Now I do. I'm going to put a Nodosaurus in every one of my Jurassic challenges because he is apparently amazing. Number 5 is Ceratosaurus, which is great news because it's the earliest, of the large carnivore variety type creatures you can get. At $4,502, he is an excellent investment, and it's good to know that the first creature you get is, well, so good. At number 4, we have the goddamn Tyrannosaurus Rex at $4,064 per appeal point. It's honestly surprising that a creature like this made it so high up considering how bad the other large carnivores did. T-Rex is the 4th best creature in the entire game. And even more surprising is number 3. The Giganotosaurus is currently the 3rd best dinosaur in the entire goddamn game. Is there anything else to say about that? Get you a Giga. Giga is amazing, apparently. Giga at $3,604 per appeal point is fantastic, which is good to hear. And when he gets the Fallen Kingdom, or not the Fallen, but the Dominion update with a Dominion skin, imagine how much cooler this is going to be. That Giganotosaurus is actually one of the most financially viable creatures. I don't know, that just seems pretty cool to me. And I don't think we're taking anybody by surprise. Number 2 is the goddamn Mosasaurus at $2,912 per appeal point, and it's worth 2,500 points. It's amazing. And there's only one more creature more amazing than the Mosasaurus. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what have I been saying my entire challenge mode run? What creature have I been praising to the heavens as the greatest creature of all time on a pure gut instinct? What creature did I say was the best of the best and that every park should have it? And who was right after doing 2 days worth of math? This guy. It's sad to say I couldn't get any better images, but Tylosaurus is, to no one's shock, the greatest creature in the entirety of Jurassic World Evolution 2. You could not get a more financially viable creature in the entire game. The first thing you do when you get to 2 stars, you put down a 5... You connect 5 lagoons. You put 3 Plesiosaurs in there, and you get yourself a Tylosaurus, because that is the surest way to make yourself successful. And that's it. That was my entire list of all the best creatures in Jurassic World Evolution 2 using only math. If you take these numbers and combine them with appeal, like actual appeal rating, and their negative traits, you could really create an effective tier list for this entire game, and I plan on doing that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take these values, I'm going to take every single negative trait, and I'm going to make myself one of them nice little colorful tier lists that everyone makes on the internet, and we will see for ourselves, if we take all data into account, just who is the best creature in the entire game. And I don't think I'm going to be fooling anyone. Is there any chance that Tylosaurus will not take that triple S rating? I don't think so. Tylosaurus is just amazing. And I'm happy to say that I proved myself correct with this one. That Tylosaurus is the best creature in the entire game makes me happy, because I was right. I'm not a person that likes to brag, alright? But the fact that I had the right gut instinct and I was playing the game right, and I've been giving good advice to people, that's the thing that makes me happy. That I didn't deceive any of you to tell you to make a Tylosaurus. In fact, I did the exact opposite. I told you the way to success. And I'm going to give a quick glimpse at the end of this video for those who are paying attention. This right here, this right here is the spreadsheet of the entirety of what I did. Not only does it include the research cost, excavation cost, minimum excavation cost, base synthesis, incubation costs, it also includes the appeal rating and the highest logistics, genetics, and welfare number I could find tied to the creature, which includes every dig site that they come from, the research, incubation, and all that stuff. And you can see all of their appeal values. This is not organized, by the way. I am not organizing it because that would just be a nightmare. And you know, it's here if you want to see it. Every value is here you could possibly need, especially the appeal values. So if you want to know how much a creature is worth before you invest it, research it, and do all that stuff, it's all right here. It's not formatted correctly. It's not in any order. But I'm going to share this. It's going to be in the description of this video, which I'm going to upload 5 minutes from now. So, everybody, hopefully this data helps you. This should tell you which creatures you should go for when you're making your park. And yeah, this has been me signing out. Good luck to you all. That is all the data I could give you. My top 11 tips and the statistics for the best creatures in the entire game. So, if you stuck around for this long, thank you for watching, and good luck with your challenge mode playthroughs, everyone.